Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Oaklawn Park here on Monday, 17th of February 2020. Gonna look at all the stakes races on the program from Oaklawn, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. So we're gonna look at all the stakes races 6, 8, and the featured ninth race, which is the Southwest, but we're gonna throw in a bonus race. The first race is kind of leg one of their marathon series here at Oaklawn, and it's a very good race, so we'll throw that in also. So those are races 1, 6, 8, and 9. Let's get on to the opener. Race number 1, remember first post 12:35 Central. The first race, it's a starter allowance race, purse $40,000. Race for 4-year-olds and upwards, never start for a claim price $10,000 or less in 2019 or 20. We have a field of 8 horses, including a part of an entry, entered to go the distance of ground of 1,900 meters or the distance of ground of mile 3/16 on the main track. 1,900 meters, mile 3/16 main track here. The top selection, we're going to go to the number 3 horse, who is Charlie's Angle. I'm going to go 3-5-4-1 in the superfecta. 3-5-4-1 super. Top selection, 3 horse Charlie's Angle. This 4-year-old called by Arch. Tom Amos trains. Joe Talamo gets the mount. The horse is most raced now and came 16th of January at Delta on a wet fast going 1 mile allowance race, 34,000 non-1X. And the horse at even money did what an even money horse should do. Winning by 10 3/4 lengths, stepping down class in the previous race. He stalked, he got the lead, and then he took off clear. That was a very good confidence builder kind of victory. The race before, the horse ran at the fairgrounds on the Good Seal going, mile 16th off turf in a lounge race, 41,000. First time facing older horses in 2 starts. He finished third by 1.5 lengths there, and he just kind of stalked all the way around the race course. Couldn't get that good turn of foot, but he didn't weaken out of it. I've seen worse races, and then prior to that, he ran on the 29th of November at Churchill, mile 16th, claiming 50. Finished third by 5 1/4 lengths. He should have did a lot better than he did that day, but he just never quickened up. That was very, he should have won that day, to tell you the truth. And then prior to that, he ran at Churchill on the slot, mile 16th, and claiming 10. The horse won by 12 3/4 lengths that day, and he sat back, got the lead, and then he took off clear. If you combine his last 2 victories, he won by over 23 lengths. So, when he wins, he wants to put a show on it and be, over the top. But he's making his Oaklawn debut. The mile 3/16 strip shouldn't be half bad. He can sit a little bit closer, 9-2. Joe Talma's been having a decent week also. So let's give this horse a shot here in the opener. Multi-race scenario. I think you also have to throw in the 5-horse high-risk strategy. I can't say that word, pardon me. This horse, the longer distance should suit him well. And, coming back to Oaklawn, I think with some good workouts over this track at 10-1, I'm going to give him another shot. Thing that would scare me is if the track comes up good like it did last time out, because he wasn't handling that, but it was also off a break. But 10-1, we'll use that horse also in the multi-race pick 4. But to recap my selection for the first from Oaklawn, as the top selection, we'll take the 3 horse Charlie's Angel. We'll go 3-5-4-1 in the superfecta, 3-5 in the pick 4. So now let's get to the 6th race from Oaklawn. Race number 6 from Oaklawn. It's the Bayakoa Stakes, grade 3, purse $200,000. Race for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 6 horses entered on the main track. The distance of ground of 1,700 meters, with the distance of ground of mile 1/16 on the Oaklawn main track. 1,700 meters, mile 16th here in the Bayakoa. The top selection, we're going to go with the number 2 horse. Go Google yourself. I'm going to go 2-1-3-5 in the superfecta. 2-1-3-5 super. Top selection, 2 horse. Go Google yourself. This 5-year-old mare by Into the Mischief. Paul McGee trains one. Brian Hernandez Jr. gets the mount. The horse is most raced now. He came 28th of November at Churchill, mile 8th in the Fall City Handicap. And the horse finished second by 2 1/4 lengths. From a wide post draw, he didn't break all that well. He stalked early on. He had the lead for a split portion of the race, but then he got caught by Lady Curlin, who just took off, clearly. But this horse ran his heart out from a horrible post draw. Coming here off the break to Oaklawn, where this horse ran a terrific race back last spring, I'm going to give him another shot. Prior to that, 2 back, he ran the Lotus Grove at Churchill, mile 16th, September the 14th, and the horse won by an X. The horse, again, stalked. When this horse got the lead, he just took off clear. Small margin victory, but Brian Hernandez Jr. rode the horse that they didn't want to kill the poor thing. That was a very good run. And then 3 back, the horse ran at Ellis, 1 mile in the Groupie Doll. The horse won by 3, stalked, got the lead, and, got the race done. A little bit of a weird stretch run, but, she got it done easily there. She started here once Oaklawn in the past, last March, 1 mile in a lounge race. That lounge optional claim for $50,000. The horse won by 1/4 lengths. and she had a little bit of a wide post elbow, and she got the lead with the short stretch. She took off clear. Like I said, I like her to this trip. She's been training well. 7-2, let's give her a shot. Another horse that could possibly get a piece of it is the one-horse Gold Standard, 4-year filly by Medaglia de Oro. Brad Cox trains. Javier Castellano gets the mount. This horse should have won the Comely a few weeks ago. Bolero went off clear. Bolero, with the start before the turnback, the alarm handicap at Aqueduct fell, not even 10 feet out of the gate. Came back to win the Comely, then came back to win the Ladies Handicap about 2 weeks ago at Aqueduct. Ran 2 terrific races, having a good winter. But this horse, just set the pace all the way around the race course, and then just didn't have a lot left in tank late. It was a weird run. She should have won that day. She should have won definitely the Remington Park Oaks. Also, Remington Park in the mile 16. She finished second by half length behind Lady Apple, and she was fast for action. Just couldn't keep up late. She should have won that day with the class, with the step down class, or with the lesser quality horses. And then before that, but she won at Ellis before those start. The last 2 starts before that at Ellis, very easily. 3-1, I'm going to give her a shot, but I do trust Go Google Yourself way more than Gold Standard. But to recap my selection for the 6 from Oaklawn, it's grade 3 Bayakoa. Let's take the 2 horse Go Google Yourself. We'll go 2, 1, 3, 5 in the superfecta, 2-1 in the multi-race. Let's get to the 8th race now from the 8th race from Oaklawn. It's the Razorback Handicap, grade 3, purse $500,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. Kind of road to the Oaklawn Handicap race. We have a field of 11 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, with a distance of ground here of 1 mile and 1/16 on the Oaklawn main track. 1,700 meters, 1 mile 1/16 in the Razorback. The top selection, we're going to go take the number 6 horse here, Warrior's Charge. We'll go 6-5-2-9 in the superfecta, 6-5-2-9 super. Top selection, 6 horse, Warrior's Charge. This 4-year-old colt by Munnings. Brad Cox trains. Florent Giroux gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came the 18th of December at the Fairgrounds, mile 16th and opposite 40. First time facing all the horses. The horse won by 2 lengths on the front and all throughout. Just took off clear, getting a 90 buyer. That was a very respectable comeback race. Second off the break, second time facing older horse. I think this horse should be even fresher. Sitting closer on this race horse isn't half bad, and I think he's going to be sitting on his race of his life. Prior to that, 2 back, the horse ran the Preakness of Pimlico, mile 3/16 in mid-May last year, and the horse finished 4th by 2.5 lengths. Set the pace early on, but then just kind of hit the wall. War of Will took the shortest way around the race course and took off clear. Everfast was closing up along with Owendale, but this horse, just couldn't keep up with them there. I don't think mile 3/16 trip was to his liking at that particular period of his life. And then before that, the horse ran here at Oaklawn on 12th of April. Mile 16, top of 75. The horse won by 6 1/4. Again, on the front and all throughout, a 98 buyer. That was a very, very impressive victory there. Even before that at Oaklawn, a mile 16, the main special weight for just, a measly purse of $100,000. The horse won by 6 lengths. And again, on the front and all throughout, he beat some good horses home there. He loves this racetrack. He's been training well at the Fairgrounds. At 9-2, I'm going to give him a strong shot here. I'll also give a strong shot to the 5 horse Pioneer Spear. Robertino Diodoro, who's having a very good meeting, trains one. David Cohen's also having a good meeting, gets them out on the 7-year-old horse by Mile of the Moon. The horse's most recent outing came opening day in the 5th seasons, where the horse won by a head that day, and he was off and on the lead all throughout, and he got the lead. He got the victory at the nick of time. If there's a little bit of a longer run up, he would have lost, but he was hitting the wall late. Bankett was coming, but he held on. I think he was second off the break back to Oaklawn. He's another horse. It wouldn't surprise me if he gets a good trip on the front end, goes wide wire. 7-2 will use him there, and also I think you have to use the 2 horse Math Wizard. He's the wise guy horse. He'll either run the race of his life, or he'll run a British Cup Classic race where he didn't run so well at all. But we'll use him there, but I do prefer the other 2 before him. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Oaklawn, it's the grade 3 Razorback Handicap. We'll take the 6 horse Warrior's Charge as top selection. We'll go 6-5-2-9 in the superfecta, 6-5-2 in the multi-race. Let's get to the featured 9th race now. Race number 9 from Oaklawn. It's the Southwest Stakes, grade 3, purse $750,000, race for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 9 horses entered to go the distance of ground of 1,700 meters, or the mile and 1/16 trip on the main track. 1,700 meters, a mile and 1/16 here in the Southwest. The top selection, we're going to go with a price here, the 7 horse Villanicious. I'm going to go 7-3-2-6 in the superfecta, 7-3-2-6 super. Top selection, 7 horse Villanicious. This 3-year-old colt by Wicked Strong. Jeremiah Engelhart trains this one. David Cohen gets the mount. The horse improved a lot in his most recent outing. He ran the opening day here at Oaklawn in the 4th race of the meeting, a mile and a 16th on the mud in a main special 85,000, and he won by 1/4 lengths. And I think, I've Ortiz really rode it to terrific race that day. Out of the gate, he broke well, really wanted to get good position, quarter horsed him for the first, 100 feet or so, and then he sat back. He stalked all the way around the race course. When he finally got the lead, he took off clear, a little, drifting, but it wasn't anything bad. I think it was just because of inexperience, but he took off clear and ran a very respectable win that day. A major improvement off the race floor, which was his debut at Aqueduct. 6 furlongs on the 7th of December in the main special weight 70,000. He finished 8th by 11 3/4 lengths, and everything that could go wrong went wrong that day. He didn't break all that well, was wide throughout, and he just didn't get a good trip. I think that race was probably needed for experience. He definitely improved the next start out. He's been training well here at Oaklawn. He's bred to get the mile 16 trip. If he gets good position, I'll be very happy with him at the quarter pole. 15-1, I'm going to give him a strong chance here. Along with the number 3 horse, Shoplifted, 3-year-old called by Into the Mischief. Steve Asmussen trains this one. Brian Hernandez Jr. gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came to Smarty Jones here at Oaklawn at 1 mile on opening day. And the horse finished 3rd by 5 1/4 lengths, and he stalked all the way around the race course and never quickened up. It was a weird race. He should have pounced that day, but he didn't. 2 back, though, in the springboard mile. At Remington, the mile trip, the horse won by a head, and he sat mid-pack most race. When he got the turn of foot, he got there beating Answer It. That was a good final quarter there, earning an 85 buyer. And then before that, they ran the horse in Breeze Cup Juvenile, where he finished 7th by 14 lengths, and just had nothing, absolutely nothing there. But before that, he had nothing in the American Pharaoh, but he had a decent place in the Hopeful before that, and he broke the maiden very nicely by 4.5 at Saratoga. Probably his best race, going 5.5. If he could run, say, the Hopeful again, or even the springboard mile, he could win this race. I think you'll see a quick pace in this one, and I think at H1 he could get a good trip, so we'll definitely use him on the multi-race. And I think you have to also use the other Asmussen horse, the 2-horse Silver Prospector. This trio called by Declaration of War. Ricardo Santana Jr. gets the mount. This horse ran a 4th in the Smarty Jones opening day, and he was moving a little bit that day, but he had a little bit of rough trip going into the first turn. Prior to that, in the Kentucky Jockey Club, he beat Tiz the Law, who actually won next start out in the Holy Bull. This horse, he sat back early, had a great turn of foot, and it was a good run. And then before that, I think around a 1 turn in the at Churchill, the Street Signs, he ran a decent 3rd place finish, but I don't think he's a 1-turn horse. I think he's the kind of horse that's going to like the 2 turns. At 9-2, he's another horse that could get a piece fit, so we'll definitely use him on the multi-race. But to recap my selection now for the 9th from Oaklawn, it's grade 3 Southwest. As a top selection, we'll take the 7-horse Villainicious. We'll go 7-3-2-6 in the superfecta, 7-3-2 in the multi-race. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKit5. Good luck, everyone.